इसी कड़ी में प्रोफेसर एन.के. मौर्य जी को मैं मंच पर माइक पर आने की कृपा करूंगी, जो कि वर्तमान में BBAU लखनऊ पर्यावरण विभाग में फाउंडर फैकल्टी हैं। वह एक समर्पित अम्बेडकरवादी हैं, प्रगतिशील सामाजिक गतिविधियों में गहरी रुचि रखते हैं। उनसे अनुरोध करूंगी कि वो आएं और अपनी बात रखें। जोरदार तालियों से उनका स्वागत कीजिए। मिस्टर एन.के. मौर्य जी।
Thank you, Alpana, for your kind words. Jai Bhim, Namo Buddhaya. Honorable Chief Guest, Advocate Rajendra Pal Gautam Sahab. Honorable Guest of Honor, Professor Kancha Ilaya, who has toiled hard to reach to Lucknow and reached a day before. Coordinator of Core Organizing Committee, Dr. Anand Swarup, Convener of National Conference on Dr. Ambedkar's Ideas of Democracy, Current Challenges and Remedies. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, I consider it a privilege to introduce to you about the conference and the theme of the conference and the scope of the conference. As is stated by our Honorable Coordinator, that the idea of this conference was mooted in one of the meetings of our Ambedkar Vichar Manch, which is a very nascent forum established just an year ago. It was a fortnightly meeting that we are having on first and third Sundays of a month at the residences of one of us who are residing in South City and nearby. And today we are happy to see that fortnightly meeting, which are attended by 30, 40, 50, 60 persons, this auditorium of 500 capacity is jam-packed. Friends, this is what is that Ambedkar विचार. ये बाबा साहब का विचार है, जिसको आगे ले जाने का एक प्रयास है. लेकिन ये जो कॉन्फ्रेंस है, ये भारत में लोकतंत्र, भारतीय लोकतंत्र के बारे में डॉक्टर बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर की जो संकल्पना थी, किस पर्सपेक्टिव से डेमोक्रेसी को भारत के परिप्रेक्ष्य में समझते थे, जानते थे, उसके बारे में सोचते थे और उसको आगे कैसे होना चाहिए उसके बारे में निरंतर चिंतन करते रहते थे, लिखते भी रहते थे. और उसकी वजह से, क्योंकि जैसा कि कहा जाता है कि what is the Dr. Ambedkar's vision of democracy, and I took some efforts. I am very grateful to my forum. I consider my forum, it is our forum, that is Ambedkar Vichar Manch. In one of the meetings, they proposed that he is an academic from Ambedkar University, he is an experienced academic. Let him give an idea about how we can go about a conference. And I said that Dr. Ambedkar, if we have Dr. Ambedkar, and social awakening becomes very wide. So we wanted to have something which is very specific, temporal, topical, और जिसकी आज सर्वाधिक ज़रूरत है, वो है डेमोक्रेसी की, लोकतंत्र. और डॉक्टर अंबेडकर के लोकतंत्र के विचार जितने डेमोक्रेटिक थे, उससे ज़्यादा वो क्रांति की तरफ ले जाने वाले थे. क्योंकि डॉक्टर अंबेडकर का जो डेमोक्रेसी की जो संकल्पना है, इट इज़ डिवॉइड ऑफ सोशल इनइक्वालिटी, मतलब सामाजिक असमानता की उसमें कोई चर्चा ही नहीं थी, मतलब सामाजिक समता की ही उसमें बातें थी. और जैसे कि मैंने अभी जो सोवेनियर हम लोग रिलीज करेंगे, वी हैव टेकन सम ऑफ दिस एंड आई स्टार्ट विद दिस व्हेन वी ट्राइड टू हैव द कंसेप्ट नोट प्रिपेयर्ड. हमने जौहदरे साहब को उनका आर्टिकल को रेफर करके हमने उसका एक कंसेप्ट नोट बनाया. एंड ही पुट्स डॉक्टर अंबेडकर वेरी डिफरेंटली. ही सेज that the challenge to the Indian democracy can be confronted with the Dr. Ambedkar's vision of democracy. Very simple. And how does he say that? He says that his vision of Indian democracy can confront any kind of challenges that this giant democracy can face, whether it is at the hegemonical social order, whether it is the crisis of democratic institutions, or whether it is for safeguarding the democratic rights. And in that very frame of democracy, it is Ambedkar's idea of democracy will confront, and it will also be victorious over those forces which are targeting, tarnishing, tampering, and damaging the democracy. It was very clear, sir. And therefore, this Jandre's idea of deciphering some of the perspective of Dr. Ambedkar, I found it very, very catchy, and we took it, sir. Honorable guest of honor, sir, you have been scholar of anthology, you have been scholar of philosophy, you have been scholar of sociology, and more so, you have been a political activist, socio-political activist. So, his vision of democracy, can it supplement it? Sir, the scope of conference lies in those very ideas, sir. That there is a challenge to the democracy as we can foresee. The human existence is also challenged. It is denigrated. There are instances which are taking place on our day-to-day activities which makes us feel that are we democratic nation as such? Are we deviated from the very principle and preamble of the democracy? So these questions are bothering to Ambedkar Vichar Manch. We have on fortnightly meeting, we said that why can't we have a brainstorming on this, sir? So this was the idea which is planned, and now today we are here. Already first session has already been over, which is very well narrated, Democracy in Peril by Professor Suresh Mane. Induji was very kind to talk about. We wanted to have a lady representation on our dais. Indu, see it. You were the harbinger of our first session. On our second session, we have Dr. Anita Soni with a dais. No discrimination. You will also have, in our third session, you will also have Vidyaji. We will have 50%, don't worry. That's taken. We'll go for 50%, don't worry. So anyway, we are happy to have you all. I join with my colleague coordinator, COC, Dr. Anand Swarup, to welcome you all. I am sure sitting for whole day will be good exercise. I am sure you will not feel tired, because there will be enough thought, enough ideas, enough brainstorming, and more so whatever you will consume will be digested here only. We'll give you that much of work. You have right to put your question. You have right to ask anything to the panelist. We are open to that. This is Ambedkar Vichar Manch, which is a vibrant forum for debate and discussion. This forum will go a long way. But as a convener, as an organizing secretary of this conference, I took some liberty. We did not do it in an absolutely academic frame. We wanted to have a hybrid because we are not used to those kind of discussions and seminars. We always want to come over, speak for 10 minutes, many people repeat it. We wanted to have, we'll focus, we'll give topics to people, let them deliberate on that. If the precipitate is helpful for us, just wait for 2 minutes, the proceedings of this conference will be out. You can buy it, we'll do it for you. Secondly, we'll continue to have larger debates and gatherings. On this forum and even other forums, we are saying this, that in 2002, Honorable Sir, you were party to that, we had a Bhopal declaration as the Dalit agenda. Lucknow is a place for revolution in this country. It is going to make it. In 2023 or 24, we'll have one more conclave. We may make it a Bahujan conclave. It's a majoritarian state. If the majority of the people will decide, the conference will pave a way for it. We will plan it. Be there. We'll all welcome you, sir. This is the scope that we look forward to. I take this privilege that there is a last session. After this will be plenary session 2, which will also be, plenary speaker will be Professor Kanchailaya. And then that last session will be panel discussion. We'll have Justice B.D. Naqvi. He is there since morning. When he just returned from USA, I said, sir, I will bother. I take the risk of inviting you back for a full day. He said, Professor, I will be there. I made a call to Advocate Gautam Saab. He said, More Saab, मैं आऊँगा. The moment I called Professor Kanchila, he said, where is the problem? Coming to Lucknow is a pleasure. And he came one day before. So you see, these are the people, these are the committed intellectuals and scholars. Their political affiliation does not bother to us. What bothers to us is their intellectual ability. We have one very great scholar from Bihar administration, Shri Anil Kishore Yadav, who is sitting right before me. We have an eminent lawyer in this country who is not only, he is promising revolution in judiciary and even in the social political sphere. Honorable Mehboob Pracha is sitting before me. And Professor Ravi is there. There are many other speakers we will be welcome. We will have them here in the discussion. You will definitely have a good feast. If your food downstairs is not good, but I can assure you the food which will be there from this forum will be more sweet and more enjoyable. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Bhim, Nama Buddha.
Thank you, More sir.